Will electric cars make us sick? Does this topic surprise you? More and more I hear people talking about it. It also sounds logical that radiation is present in an electric car. There is radiation all around us. If you just look at our home, where more and more appliances are equipped with wireless communication and radiation sources. Ever since the electric car was introduced, car radiation has been added. The so-called electromagnetic fields, also known as EMF. Are you radiation sensitive and want to know more about this? Then watch the video to the end and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications for future interesting topics. Hello and welcome to our channel Dream or Drive, where today we focus on radiation from an electric car and discuss the health implications. Further on in the video, I will give you an important tip that you should pay attention to when considering buying an electric car. So stay tuned until the end. The rise of the electric car seems unstoppable, and more we are replacing the old and environmentally polluting car with an alternative. At the moment, that is often an electric car. In more and more places, we can charge the electric car, and a charging station in front of the house is often arranged fairly quickly. Still, not everyone is enthusiastic about this. Electric cars are said to be a source of radiation that can bother people, especially for highly sensitive people. This could lead to complaints. The danger of radiation is that it is not visible, and the expectation is that there are no very serious health consequences, but they used to think the same about asbestos-containing materials. The damage often only becomes visible after a longer period of time. The average person spends a lot of time in their car and is exposed to radiation for a long period of time. The cage structure of cars is usually made of metal and thus retains car radiation for a longer period, which can intensify the negative effect. Headaches, dizziness, and other irritations can be the result. Not all experts agree on the effects of electromagnetic fields, but it sounds pretty logical that radiation affects our body and brain. This is especially true of cell phones, which in many cases are near us 24 hours a day. We can't look at all the possible effects in this video, but according to the studies, there are a huge number of them. With a cell phone, the battery is close to the ear when making a call. With an electric car, the situation is different, and the batteries are increasingly located at the bottom of the car. But then, these batteries are also much larger. In combination with other wireless equipment in the car, the negative effects of radiation can reinforce each other. One of the studies on the effects of core radiation found that high EMF levels make drivers sleepy, which is exactly not what you want as a driver. Companies are cleverly jumping on this by offering anti-radiation products for phones, tablets, and laptops, among other things. There are even anti-radiation gloves and hats on the market, and that's not even all. You must ask yourself, though, to what extent this works and whether you want to participate in all this craziness. Some call car radiation a severely underestimated and misunderstood problem, but studies have now shown various health effects. These include purely biological effects on the body. A good friend of mine recently considered purchasing an electric car and quickly experienced the effects of driving several electric cars. Chest pressure, jaw pain, and headaches were the symptoms that emerged. Especially when accelerating quickly and braking relatively hard, the negative effects on the body became worse. The symptoms were not all the same in different cars, whereas with one car the pressure on the chest increased, another car made the headaches become worse. I also found several forums online in which people experienced symptoms from driving an electric car. Even concentration disorders and confusing are said to be experiences from people driving electric cars. In many cases, the complaints disappear when they get out of the car. This, according to them, establishes a direct link between car radiation and complaints. Wireless technology and magnetism do affect people and should not be underestimated. Yet, it is proving difficult for researchers to establish a direct link between electromagnetic radiation and health complaints. Something that cannot be directly established does not mean that it is not present. That radiation is present seems obvious to everyone, so this is about the link between complaints and radiation. When the symptoms disappear when people get out of their cars, the link seems easily established, but scientists think otherwise. Perhaps certain things are not directly linked either, but when vague complaints disappear when you get out of the car, this seems to me to be enough information not to buy that car, even though this has not yet been scientifically proven. There are several things to consider when buying an electric car, and one of them is car radiation, so keep this in mind if you want to switch. The consequences are dire when you buy a new electric car online, and within a few days, unexplained symptoms arise that you didn't have before. A thorough and longer test drive is, therefore, the first step to buying an electric car. And I'm talking about several days. Ask the car dealer if you can use the car for a week before you finally buy it. There's also special equipment on the market that allows you to measure radiation and thus car radiation. Thorough research and a longer period in the car will give you more information about its effects on you. Where one person may not be affected by anything, another may become ill. Especially on longer trips, the symptoms appear to increase, so take advantage of this knowledge and take a long drive before you decide. A sustainable car is great, of course, but health is just as important. In addition, I wonder to what extent today's electric cars are actually sustainable. We will simply have to wait and see. So the most important tip in this video is, ask the car dealer if you can use the car for a few days or a week and make a few long drives before you buy it. When looking at radiation amounts, the percentage of radiation is often calculated for each device or unit. But to what extent is this reliable, and aren't we forgetting something? You should add up all the radiation and then we might come to a very different conclusion. More and more devices connect to your phone, for example. Just look around the house at how many devices there are connected to the Wi-Fi. So, it is too short-sighted to calculate the radiation amount from just one device as a measure of health. I am curious about your experiences with an electric car and the complaints you have experienced. Or maybe you think it's all just whining and you don't suffer from anything at all. Please share your opinion, but remain decent and respectful to others, or your comment will be deleted. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything from our channel.